Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting with me, Carl the Cobra Froch, former super middleweight unified world boxing champion and an international boxing hall of famer. This episode is brought to you by Cobra Casino. So as you can see, I'm in sunny Spain on a family holiday. I come here quite a lot when the kids are off school, but this summer I'm here and I'm in my new shirt, my favourite shirt. It's not new, it's my favourite Paul Smith little winner. So don't take the piss out of the shirt because you're going to upset me. But anyway, there's a big story going around the world now in female boxing. It's just hitting the headlines. It's very rare that boxing is the #1 trending story. There's been millions of retweets. J.K. Rowling's had something to say about it. So I need to get into this because everybody's sending me messages. Everybody's asking me what my opinion is. So yesterday it was circulating all over social media that a trans woman called Khelif from Algeria beat an Italian boxer, a female boxer called Karina. And we only saw, I think it was one punch in the first round. She got hit on the nose. I think she said it broke her nose and she'd never been hit that hard in her life. And the Italian female boxer actually quit. She quit on her feet and refused to box. And obviously Khelif got the decision. Now we was all led to believe that Khelif, this is what we was reading on social media. This is what we was all looking at on posts. J.K. Rowling, Piers Morgan, there was all retweet. Elon Musk, I think, was on it. Elon Musk did a tweet, and we was all being told that this is a trans woman. And you know my thoughts on trans women in any sport at all. I think it's wrong. I think it's disgraceful. It shouldn't be happening. If you're born a biological male, you shouldn't be competing against a female. In my opinion, in any sport, but especially not a combat sport. In boxing, if you're going to have a trans woman fight a real biological woman, then it's just totally unfair. Men have more skeletal muscle, more power, more strength, more speed, 99% of the time. I don't know what the actual percentages are, but men have more strength and endurance than women, generally. I mean, you'll have an extreme case that people will use that case as an example, where you've got a woman who's quite strong, then you take a man who's quite weak. There's some weak, feeble men out there, nothing against them, they're not masculine, there's a few of them, and you've got some strong masculine type women who could maybe beat the guy up. But generally, and we all know the truth to be, that men are stronger than women, and you should not have, and should never ever be in a situation where you've got a man in a boxing ring beating up a woman. It should never happen. If it does happen, it's disgraceful, it's ridiculous, and people that are allowing it to happen need to take a look at themselves. So I hope it never gets to that point where you've got a trans woman fighting a biological woman because it's wrong. I'm totally against it. But actually, it's transpired this morning when you wake up and you look at your social media that Khelif from Algeria is actually a biological woman. So people need to get the facts straight. The misinformation on social media can be dangerous, because I didn't see it till later last night, so I didn't put a response. I didn't go out there and go out on a limb and start abusing anybody. But had I thought it was a trans woman against a woman, I'd have gone mad. I'd have been totally against it. But Khelif was born a female. She happens to have elevated levels of testosterone. So it's not a man. It's definitely a biological female, but with elevated levels of testosterone. But what does that mean? I think the European or the AIBA, the International Boxing Committee, wouldn't let her fight because of the elevated levels of testosterone. But the Olympic Committee, the British Olympic Association, they're allowing her to fight. This begs the question, if she's got elevated levels of testosterone, has she failed a drugs test? Because if you've got elevated levels of testosterone, there will be a certain level for females, and there'll be a certain level for males, and above that level, then you're drugs cheating. So is Khelif a drugs cheat? Has she taken a testosterone supplement? We don't know. Is she just naturally got high levels of testosterone? But if it's within the limit, then she's done nothing wrong. But we was all led to believe it was a trans woman, so basically a man, a biological man, punching a woman in the face, which would have been disgusting. But I think we need to get the facts straight, and there shouldn't be any grey areas in this. It should be black and white. It should be simple. It's either a man or it's a woman. There's two genders. There's only two genders, by the way. Don't be surprised by that or shocked by that. And if you're offended, I offer no apology, because you shouldn't be offended by the fact that there are only two genders. People in authority and people in charge need to have a conversation like adults, take the testosterone levels, see what's allowed, see what's not allowed, see if there's any additional supplements going on, any juicing, or just see if it's totally natural. And if she has naturally got high levels of testosterone, is she allowed to compete against the females? Because maybe she's not. Maybe she's just naturally very masculine, and maybe that's not allowed. But if she's got high levels of testosterone, and you know for a fact that she's over so many points of testosterone per litre of blood, then ban her, cancel her, tell her she can't fight. But if she can, she just happens to be a strong woman, then good on her. Get in there and go and win yourself an Olympic gold medal. But we need to get the facts straight. We don't need to be ill-informed. There shouldn't be any grey area. So my opinion is, if it's a biological female, good luck to her. And if she's not cheating, it's all fair play. And I mean, if she's a strong woman and she ends up winning a gold medal, then she deserves it, in my opinion. But let's just get a fact straight, because if it's not a trans woman and it's not a male, she's not born a male who's transitioned into a female, for me, there's no issue. So everyone needs to just pipe down a little bit, wind their neck in, get the facts straight, and then we'll have a proper conversation like adults. So I just want to give you a little bit of background, a few facts just to mull over in your mind. She went to the Tokyo Olympics in 2020 and she didn't medal. She came 4th place. So she didn't get a medal. She got beat. Out of her, I think it's getting on for 40 fights as an amateur, she's only had 5 knockout wins. So I don't think she's the monster puncher that was all led to believe when she hit the Italian girl in the Olympics yesterday. So it just makes you stop and rethink actually the chaos that we're having to listen to and the outrage that everybody's talking about. It's not as bad as you think in terms of her monstrous power and the claiming that she's a man that's transitioned into a woman. She did actually fail at one of the Europeans, I think it was the AIBA, for the XY chromosome. So it gets confusing. She had XY chromosome, which is a male chromosome, but you can get XY chromosome in a female-born body. So I don't know if she's borderline in between. Listen, I don't know because it's science, but she was born a female and she's not transitioned. And there's also a statement from the IOC, which I'll read now. The Algerian boxer was born female, was registered female, lived her life as a female, and has a female passport. This is not a transgender case. Scientifically, this is not a man fighting a woman. And I think it's also worth mentioning that Khelif is from Algeria, where LGBTQ identities are criminalised. So I don't think it's a channel that she would go down. That wouldn't be acceptable in the country that she's from. That's just factual. I think there's lessons to be learned here. I think the first one is don't believe everything you see or read on social media. We know that anyway. But yesterday it went mad. It was totally anti-Khelif. She was getting some serious hate. And it's wrong, because if it's a female, you know my take on trans women in women's sports. It's wrong. It shouldn't be happening. If you're born a man and you transition into a female, I've already said this, you know my take on it. It shouldn't happen in any sport, especially not a combat sport. But yesterday when we read it and saw it on social media, we was led to believe that Khelif was born a male and transitioned. That's not the case. And it's a progressive story. It's developing. This story develops. There might be some more information out later today, but this is my take on it. I think we should lay off Khelif, leave her alone for now, and wait until the story develops, until we get more and more facts. But we have been told by the Olympic Committee that she was born a female. She's obviously very strong, but she's not a monstrous puncher, as her boxing record suggests. She just seems to be a very good fighter. 4 knockouts in 40 wins. So it's not an outrageous, strong man that's transitioned into a woman and is knocking women out. We need to understand, actually, that we've probably been duped a little bit. I am anti-trans women in women's sports, I've already said now 3 times. This is not that case. It appears that this is not that case. But let's wait and see what comes out. Let's wait and see what the official news is, and then we'll take it from there. But for now, good luck to all the females and the males in the Olympics. I just also want to say that we've had a tough Olympic run this year. Rob McCracken's got his team out there. We've got one guy left, Lewis Richardson. He's fighting Saturday night, so good luck to him. It's been a tough run for him. And also, I want to mention Rosie Eccles. She got absolutely robbed. She won that fight, in my opinion, and in many people's opinion. She won the fight. She didn't get the decision. There shouldn't be robberies and bad decisions like this in amateur boxing. The eyes of the world are on the Olympics and the boxing. And when these decisions happen, not only does it ruin the chances of these athletes, they train for 4 years, even longer sometimes, for these events, for the Olympics, and it can change their lives. And she won that fight, Rosie Eccles, and she didn't get a decision. It's bang out of order. It shouldn't be happening. It's a disgrace. But good luck to Lewis Richardson this Saturday. Let's get the job done. So that's it for another episode of Froch on Fighting. I've got a very special guest coming up soon, Tom Aspinall. Cannot wait to talk to him. He's the interim heavyweight UFC champion. Can't wait to have a chat with him. So look out for that one. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you next time.